when their guy plays some games.
All right, hi everybody, Weather Guy here, and we are back with more of The Witness. Hope you're doing great. We have been going through this gauntlet of Tetris style puzzles. I don't know what the official name for them is, but they're Tetris puzzles with the tetrominos. That's what they're called, right? The little Tetris pieces. Even though they're all not shaped like Tetris pieces, you know what I mean. Anyway, last time we opened up this little doohickey down here, and we're gonna see what's down here. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. The atmosphere immediately changed to a very pressing, droning sound, so that's great. Looks like we may have a new, at least I think this is a new symbol to work with. So let's see. So this one looks like it's just going to be this, right? No. What the hell is this? How would you do this? What does that mean? Oh no, I'm immediately stuck. I have no idea what to do on this. I know what to do on this. I know what this means. The blue is a minus. The blue is a minus, which means this should just be this. 4 minus 2. This means we take away 1. So it means we do this right here. Gosh, this really complicates things, doesn't it? So this means blocks of 4. So this should fill up all of them except 2, correct? So it should be something like this. Okay. This one should be all around the edge except for 1. So we do... Ooh, how do we actually make this shape? How do we actually make the shape? I don't know how to go all the way around. Is it this? No. Oh no, I might be stuck. That didn't take long, huh? Huh. It's not just this, is it? No. We gotta take 1 out, I think is what it is. So like this? No. Because that includes the ones missing from the middle. Includes that when we take away 1, right? I don't understand how this isn't it. Right? Doesn't that fit the criteria? We take away one of the outside ones? What if we just do this? No? I don't know why that would work, but who knows? So this is presumably won't work either. So what are we doing here? Right? What are we doing on this one? How do you reconcile the rules with this? I felt like I understood the rules, and I feel like this obeys the rules. 4 on each side, minus 1 because of the blue. So what else could this rule potentially mean, right? And we can't do it this way either because it cuts out the minus 1, and now the rule just doesn't fit for the yellow at all, right? Because you don't have a Tetris of all the yellows. So what are we trying to do? Can we just cut this out? No, of course not. What would we even cut out? Do we cut anything out? I mean, obviously we gotta cut something out, but what are we doing here? What is this? Right? Let's try a corner. No. Cutting a corner out would have made sense to me. We're just gonna try cutting one of these puppies out at it. Let's try cutting 2 out. No, of course not. That would be crazy. Let's just try cutting this one out. I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's a certain one that gets cut out. Or maybe it's something about the placement. Maybe one of the middle ones get cut out, but I don't know how you would be able to cut a middle one out anyway. So, cut these out. Let's try cut out this corner. Maybe there's just some rule about the order that they're cut out. I don't know. What if we do something weirder like this? No. What the heck is this? What? This makes 0 sense to me, actually. It makes no sense. This makes sense. 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 minus 2, 2. 4 take away 1 is 3. All of these take away 2 means you take away those 2. All these take away 1 means you would take away one of the outer ones. Correct? And this is the shape. It includes everything. What the heck? What if we include it with this, like this? Is that anything? No, of course not. This rule doesn't make sense to me at all. Oh no. That's not what you want to hear. That's not what you want to see. I can't think of another creative way to divide this either. That's the thing, you know? I'm just kind of spamming things at the moment because I have no other clue. It just feels right. Something like this just feels like it makes total sense. If it is one of the center ones, how would you cut that out, I guess, is the other question. Because it's already cut out of the image, so what, right? So frickin' what? Alright, so maybe we tried some other approach. Maybe we do this. Okay. Okay. I see. I think I see. Okay. The blanks can't be included. Like the blanks in the middle of that square. Okay, that was dumb. Alright. That seems to be all that's down here. Let's go back up top, see if it changed anything. I did that. That went that. So we have one coming out of there? Is that this blue one? This blue one came from the... I think it runs both ways, though, maybe. This one's closed off. Don't need to do this, I don't think. What's the next step here? Where does this go to? Goes out of whatever this is. I think, maybe. Which is where? Here? Yeah, but that's going this way anyway. And it curves back to this one. Fires in there. It goes... Oh yeah, this goes like down below. So that's the one we're probably seeing. Okay. So maybe we look for where this yellow one resurfaces? Looking to see the reflection of the lasers. That's pretty neat. No, no yellow resurfacing yet. We also need to get this one. Where's this one originating from? Oh, look at this. This must be it. Haha. But I've already done this. Right? Or no? I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I don't know. That doesn't look familiar to me, though. So I feel like I would have done these, too. Yeah, I think this just opened with the blue whenever I sent the blue over here. I think that makes sense. Okay, if that's the case, what do we do next, right? We do this. We try to, at least. So this is what? This? No. This? Probably? Oh, we didn't include the minus. So this is probably, what? Minus on here, down here, like this. It's probably this. How is it not that? Oh, because this is included. So, oh, this is weird. So, where do we want the 4-boy to go? Is the question, I guess, huh? Do we do I think we actually do it at the bottom. Maybe. Do we just do this? This works, right? Yeah. Because the minus, we'll say, takes away the bottom for the 4. And that lets us have 4 across and 3 up and down. Alright, another weird one. These are very odd. This one lets us take away 2. Incredible. So does this just work? No, this does not work at all. Can't just do that, of course. That would be crazy. And this doesn't work because we have 8. We need to, but, And we can't, like, rotate these yellow ones either. They're set in stone as those straight lines. So they can just be somewhere else inside of the shape, maybe, but... And we can't just cut out these at all. We have to include them because otherwise this would never work because the yellows would overlap. I think we include both of these. The issue comes when we include both of these. It's hard to get them out of the shape. It's hard to make the shape work with them, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So, how do we... Gotta get this boy in there. Is it this? And it's... No, it can't be this. 4 up and down, and then... No, that wouldn't work. This maybe works. So we have 8. We need 6. This is 5. Okay. This doesn't work, though, I don't think. 90% sure this doesn't work. And we need 6. This is 6, but this doesn't work. It's not the right shape at all. But I do kind of like this whole idea. Right? This isn't right. If we do this, actually, this is promising. Yeah, because we take 1 across from the 4 to get 3 across. 1 away from the 4 to get 3 up and down. Okay. Fun shape here. Okay, this is 5 plus 4 is 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay. So 1, 2. Oh boy. Not this at all. We need 4 across somewhere. How are we going to manage that? While also having that up there. Oh, this one's rough. This one's very rough. Let's see. What can we do here, right? I think... hang on. Let me do this. I think this works. 4 across the top. The one that's taken away is the bottom left of the crooked letter thing. I think this works. Okay. That was a good one. I felt good about that one. This one takes away 4. Oh boy. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. Minus 4 is 8. Okay, so we need 8 squares. Combining these shapes, presumably. While also connecting to this. That's a lot. That's impossible. You can't have 8 squares and also connect all these things together. You just can't. It's a impossibility. The closest you could get is this shape, right? And that's 10. So what does that tell us? That tells us that It's all bullshit. Just kidding. It tells us we need to do this differently. It's not combining all of them. So can we do this in a way that works? Right? I don't know. And so for this second shape, we would only need 4. Which again, actually, seems like an impossibility. It seems like an impossibility to have 4 with that square and these. Okay, so what if we do this? No. This makes no sense. I don't know why I even tried that. That was never going to work. What's also curious about this one is these two sort of overlap a bit. So I feel like we have something maybe like this. No, not at all. That's still... It's hard to find a place to take away 4 squares. It's hard to logic that out in my brain, right? And again, I don't see how to connect these to that within 4 squares. That doesn't make sense to me. What else can we do? I'm not sure. Eight, yeah. And another interesting thing here is this middle right tetronymo will probably always include the blue one too, no matter what sort of configuration we go for. Man, this one always has to be something like this though, right? Like that always has to be that shape, doesn't it? Because we can't rotate it. And if we start trying to include the other one, it just doesn't work at all, because then we have to overlap with this one. And then we won't really include this, right? Because this is 4, 8, 12. Minus 4 is 8. We need 10. It's just not right. But do you see the dilemma here? Where, like, if we do this... What the hell? We always have to have this shape, don't we? And if we always have to have this shape, we always have to figure out something to do with this one. Which means that logically it should connect up with that one up here, but I don't see how to do it with the amount of squares that we have available. So maybe it's a case of cutting stuff off more or something and then doing it? I don't know. I don't see how to do that and then also... I guess if we make a big one, that's... I mean, does this work for the bottom left? It does. Okay. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I don't know why I thought that would work. So, I'm thinking about this in the wrong way, I think. Because this one has 8 and worked. Right? So that means I'm logicking something incorrectly here, is what's going on, I think. I am simply logicking something incorrectly. Okay. So actually, I was thinking that I got this reversed, I think. I was thinking that with 4, 8, 12, you would be limited to only using 8 squares, but actually you could use 16 squares and just still have all the correct shapes in it, right? Is that correct? So if we do something like this, that doesn't work. How many is that though? 4, 8, 10. So if we make it up to 16 somehow, will that end up working? 3, 6, 9, 12. Does this work? No, that would be crazy. Huh. I'm assuming the shape of the blue blocks doesn't matter either. Right? Mustn't. This probably doesn't work, right? No. So, let me make that shape again. So, we need, let's try and make one with 12 squares. Let's just try. 4. And that's the rest of the squares. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. Right? Let's do this again. See, if we do that, then we don't really have any options for this bottom right one. At all. Huh. If we do it like this, that's still not great. How do we make this one work? This one's really weird to me. I just don't get it. I simply don't get it. That's a shape I tried before, but that's not going to be it. Okay. So if we want to try to limit that more, how would we do that? Doesn't seem to be a good way of doing that. Do something like this, maybe? Does this limit it in some way that's useful for us? Doesn't seem like it. Just does not seem like it, right? Let me explore that some more, though. I'm having such a hard time wrapping my mind around this one for whatever reason. I'm thinking about it incorrectly in some way. Definitely am. Alright, let me try with the assumption that we take away 4 of the Tetronymos, right? Because this was very interesting. Where this worked. Yeah, that just works because it means we don't need any Tetronymos. That's very interesting. So, could we do something like this? Actually. No, we can't, because now we don't have a way to do the right yellow Tetronymo, right? Okay. Whoops. That's stupid. This obviously doesn't work. God. I'm struggling with this one, guys. Yeah, it's really getting me having these two yellow shapes right next to each other down here. It's really messing me up. For sure. Alright, is there another way to do this where it's not so messy? Oh, not really. That's so funny. I wish we could just include everything and be like, it's good. But we can't. Life doesn't work that way for us. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make sense that it would be easier if we restricted it more, huh? So is there a world where we do this sort of thing? No. Of course not. I don't know why I even tried it, but I'm trying to think of a way where we can include this top one. Make it okay, right? That's okay. No, that's not gonna work. Let's try something like this though, right? Where we can maybe get these two to work together in here. I don't see how. Because we would need one of them to be 4 across, and we can't do that if we connect both of them. Can we? No. Cannot. Simply cannot. Alright, we're doing our patented 1-minute break to think about stuff. We're just gonna stare at it for a second. And then if nothing clicks, we call it. Especially because we are already hitting up to our 30-minute mark. But we have made good progress today. Alright, let's think. This is so curious that this works like this. You know? So even a shape like this would still work over there. But somehow this shape does not work. Because like theoretically, right? If we have 12 guys there, I guess it has to be perfect, huh? Yeah. It works this way because it takes away all the yellow Tetrises, all the Tetronymus, right? Something like this doesn't work because it doesn't take away all the Tetronymus. There's still 8 left, and they have to be able to fit in the configuration. But if you do this, so you could take away 4, you still have 12 spots left to fill, right? Doesn't really work. Doesn't really work. Which way would we even include this, though, is the question, right? I feel like we would want it to be in a way that... just works. What a dumb thing for me to say, huh? Just put it in a way that works. Duh. Alright, let's do an experiment. Does this work for the right side? No. Does not. Because the shape, I guess, doesn't work. That should work, right? I guess this one wouldn't have anything for it, though. This space here that was there. I'm just gonna do some experiments to see what we can make work with the blue real quick. So let's say we do this shape. See, why does that not work, right? Because theoretically that would take away like a 4th piece of the Tetronymus, right? We could take away one of them. So let's say it takes away the bottom right 4, then it works, right? So why isn't it not working here? I guess maybe the shape does matter. Maybe it is a square shape. Maybe that's it. Like the shape of the minus is actually a minus, right? So maybe that's the idea. So if we connect like... I don't know. Let's just do this real quick. Yeah. So we had to visualize, I guess, where we would have a block of the yellows touching each other in a dream world, right? Let's try doing that. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Right, let me look at this for a second from this position. Because theoretically we could have what? Could we make it work with this shape, with those 2 Tetronymus? We could not. Could not. For one, it's too many squares. Too many squares. And again, I don't think there's a world where we do something like this either. At all. Because that just doesn't work with these two. These two are just not compatible to be just them by themselves ever, I don't think. The bottom Tetronymos. Alright. I guess we'll have to tackle this one next time, though. We're getting late into our video. We're going to do this one, and then we're going to do whatever the heck this does. And then, who knows? It's probably going to take us back over to the red one, I imagine, but we'll see. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all are amazing. Make sure that you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of others, and I will see you next time. Peace out.